under how to build a property deal sourcing line. So we've got 3 to 5 new investors that have come in. So I haven't had the chance to call and qualify these investors. So what we're going to do today is look at the different types of investors. What's a high quality investor and what's an investor which is a beginner level? Not discredit to any of the investors. There's just some investors that are better than others for a specific reason, which we're going to get into now. Okay, great. So a lot of things blurred. Now put your attention to the things on the left. So there's 3 types of investors in our world of rent to rent. There's social, supported, and service accommodation. So social housing, supported living, supported accommodation, care homes, and service accommodation, which is what most people know as Airbnb. So this renter and operator is a service accommodation operator. Now, for me, even though I started as a service accommodation operator, I put that as a tier level 3. Why? Because I'll get into that when I get to the end of it. Now, how many properties are you currently managing? Now we have it as 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 10, and 10 plus. Now, this is respect to this investor because they've got properties, so they're doing their journey. This is just one step up. This is the first criteria of people that we'll deal with. If you've got 0 properties, I personally will not source your first property. I don't do that. I advise my students not to do that because beginners with beginners leads to problems. So I will only source somebody who's got properties already. Myself personally, at my stage, only someone with maybe a portfolio. So she's got 1 to 2 properties, which makes her an eligible investor, but not the best of investors. Now, the criteria of what they're looking for: 1 to 2 bedrooms in RM20. I'm going to come back to that. Now, when are you looking for property? Anytime from now. That makes them good tick box because they're green light. I look at it as a traffic light system: red, amber, green. Red is not looking. Amber is anytime within, let's say, 30 days or 30 to 90 days. And anytime from now is green light, which is always what we want to do because if we have a deal right now, we can sell it to her. Now, let me come back to the 1 to 2 bedrooms RM20. Now, what I was actually going to do for this video is I was going to try to find a deal for this investor and supply it to them. I still may do this tomorrow, but what actually happened is there's not a load of 1 to 2 bedrooms in RM20 on the market. RM20 is Grays, Lakeside, which is not a massive area. Like I'm in the RM market. RM20 is far from me. Like RM is not a large area. RM20 is a very small postcode, so it's very specific. 1 and 2 bedrooms. Again, small criteria. Now, let me break down to you because I could have told you about this from the 1 to 2 properties. Now, someone who's a service accommodation operator with either 1 or 2 properties, this is why they're categorized like that. They've just started their journey. They've taken on properties and they might actually be seeing success with the property. She might have a 1 bedroom and a 2 bedroom RM20, which might actually be delivering her results. Now, if she's looking to scale, she's not trying to break the mold. She's not going to go for a property in West London. She might not even want to go for a property in RM9, Dagenham. She wants to stay and consolidate operation, which makes a lot of sense because if she's got cleaners, she's got a small team, she wants to be able to leverage the resources that she got to expand operation. Now, this is very good for her, but as Ace Investment Properties or a sourcer who's focused on global or nationwide or citywide sourcing, it doesn't make her a great investor for us. Why? Because what are the chances I have exactly a 1 and 2 bedroom in RM20? Now, furthermore, we have a 3 bedroom in RM18. RM18 is down the road from RM20, but like we've said, it's not RM20 and it's a 3 bed. So even though we've got a property that is basically right 1, 2, it's within the catchment, but it's just a bit bigger, she probably won't go for that property, which is the reason why these people are not great investors. Because when someone's in that starting stage, which they should be, they're very focused on what they already have and expanding upon that. So that doesn't make them a great investor because you supply them opportunities, but they will be like, no, no, no. It needs to have parking. It needs to be near this. It's very specific criteria. Nothing wrong with the investor, just doesn't make them a great client for you as a sourcer because their criteria is so narrow. Now, let me show you what a better investor is. Now, have a look at this investor. Now, this is a social housing investor, which I view as like either number 1 or number 2 compared to supported living. I will talk to you a bit about another video on why. How many properties are you currently managing? 10 plus properties. Now, I've got 5 to 10 because that's a big range, and then 10 plus. Because if you've got anything more than 10 plus, you're a professional. As far as I'm concerned, you're a professional. You've done more than a portfolio. Tell us what and where you're looking for properties. Telford. Now, if you don't know Telford, and you know Telford because I've sold so many properties, it's in Manchester. fully detached houses with garden and driveway. When are you looking for your next property within the next 30 days? Now, this investor's like, I'd put them in the middle. I call them a shark. They're like 6 to 7 out of 10. Now, look, they do social housing or some type of social housing. We don't know specifically what they do. They've got 10 plus properties. That's good because it clearly means they've acquired a lot of properties and they know what they're looking for. It's very easy to have a conversation with them and see what's worked for them. Now, Telford is a specific area in Manchester. I'm just going to double check that 1 second. Okay, so scratch what I said. Telford is not, I think I was thinking of Salford. Telford is not in Manchester. Manchester is over here. Telford is somewhere near out on the outskirts of Birmingham, Wolverhampton. Okay, that completely changes everything I was about to say. Let's go back to the contact. Okay, so we're gonna qualify this investor and have a conversation with them. Telford seems like such a small area, but they really got 10 plus properties. There must be a local authority in Telford that's got a demand for contract, and they might be a top supplier in the area. Fully detached houses. Now, the fact that they put this, it means like I feel like they're looking for one specific more property and a fully detached house with a garden and driveway. Now, a fully detached house is not specifically hard to find, but it's a bit of a unique ask. It's a bit of like a service accommodation ask, which is a bit weird. Social housing don't really have this criteria, so I'm going to speak to the investor, see what they're saying. But I'd make this now. Maybe this investor like a 6 out of 10. What's really good is that they've got social housing, which means they've got some sort of government contract. They've got 10 plus properties. They're very established. No, I'm gonna give Telford like a bit of I'm not really sure. Like I thought it was Salford, a city in Manchester or area in Manchester. I'm a London boy, as you can tell. Like hands up, but fully detached house with garden, driveway, and Telford is kind of giving me like those are like thumbs downs because very specific area which is niche, and fully detached house with garden, driveway. Now, if you're a beginner sourcer and within the next 30 days, that means they're not looking anytime from now. So that means within the next 30 days. Now, if you're a beginner sourcer, this person could be a very good person to have in your contact database because you'd reach out to them, qualify them, get to know a bit more about the situation, which we'll do in the next call, and you'll always have that to build with me. Then you can specifically go out of your way and find properties for this person. Why? Because you know they're serious. If they've got 10 plus properties, they've got a government contract, they are going to take a property, as opposed to someone with 1 or 2 properties someone with 1 or 2 properties might be at 1 or 2 properties for 1 or 2 years. There's no guarantee they're expanding. But someone with 10 plus properties is acquiring properties. I don't know. They could have 800 properties. We don't know. 10 plus is 10 plus. So this is like a 6, 7. We're going to go to a 10 now. Now, if you're watching this far in the video, you're really getting some source here. Now, this person has said they're an SA operator, which is service accommodation. They're saying they're 10 plus properties. Again, this is a 10 out of 10. Now, what are they looking for? 2 to 5 bed properties, large range. And they've said temporary accommodation all over London. And they said anytime from now. Now, this is a diamond star investor. Now, if you don't know what temporary accommodation is, this is source right now. It's a type of government contract, which is basically what I call social housing. Now, they've said they're an SA operator. They might be someone like me who did service accommodation, does service accommodation, and they also have social housing contracts. I don't know. Maybe they think SA is, I don't know. But this is a creme de la creme investor. Whether they do SA or social housing, whatever. 10 plus properties, like we've already talked about why that's good. 2 to 5 bed properties. Now, compare that with the 1 to 2 beds. Even if they were looking in the same area, someone who's looking for 2 to 5 beds is better than someone who's looking for 1 to 2 beds because it's just so much more wide range. And when it comes to 4 5 bed properties, I myself cap myself at 4 for my own acquisitions. I have a 5 bed, but I don't really like them because once it gets to 5 beds, the prices go up, the rates you get don't really match. Now, that's great. All over London. Remember, Telford, I thought it was Salford. It's not Salford. It's just, I don't even know where that is, I'll be honest. But all over London, London's the capital city of the United Kingdom. It's massive. They're basically saying any property that you've got in London, I will look at. When are you looking? Anytime from now. This is a creme de la creme investor. This is a perfect example of the levels of investors you have, all generated in one day. We've got a standard investor, which not to I don't mean to discredit any of these investors. All of them are probably doing well in their respective journeys, and you could source a property for all of these people. But I'm just breaking down the levels of how easy it will be for you as a deal sourcer. Given that you find any given deal, picture you deal sourcing as opening a mystery box. You never really know what you're going to get when you're out on your search. given that you find something, you want to sell it with the highest likelihood. Now, if you're only dealing with a person looking for a 1 to 2 bed in RM20 and you got a 3 bedroom in West Drayton, yeah, well, you're out of luck. That's a 3 bedroom and it's in West London. She's not interested. Now, if you got a 4 bedroom property in, let's say, Manchester, well, your Telford guy's not going to take it either. Well, your London guy's not going to take it either, to be fair. But if you got yourself a spin the wheel, you got yourself a box standard 4 bedroom in Ilford, this person might take it. We've got a 4 bedroom in Ilford. We've got a 3 bedroom in RM18 Tilbury. It's not London, but they might look at. So this is the best type of investor you've got. And I always tell my students, you get 3 to 5 investors just like this. That's all you need for a full-time business. You don't need 100 investors. You need 3 to 5 people with this same exact criteria, and you can build a full-time business, get to 10K per month. I hope this video has been valuable. Been Abdul Karim from Ace Investment Properties. If you're interested in joining us and getting a part of the community to get access to investors like this, I'll be showing you the deals probably next month, the other side of this. Then, click the link below. You can either watch a testimonial video from Khalil or DM me on Instagram, investor, and I'll give you the investor script, which I'm going to use to qualify these investors tomorrow in tomorrow's video. So yeah, DM me on Instagram, investor, to get the investor scripts. Watch the video down below to see how I provided deals for Khalil and he closed his first deal. That should be in the YouTube description. Thank you so much. See you on the other side.